Get your reactions ready. The live portion of the show will begin in just a moment.
Fly that one pretty well hit. Left center field, McKinney, Kiner Falefa, and that ball is going to be out of here.
Driven out to center field. Duvall back, still back, turning, looking. See ya! Into Monument Park.
High fly ball. This one jacked deep to left field by Kike. Watch that one fly. It is gone.
Today is Friday, June 9th, and it's the first matchup of the season between the Red Sox and the Yankees from the Bronx. Garrett Cole was on the mound trying to go 8-0 on the season, but he had to face his nemesis, Rafael Devers. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is NYY Recaps.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Well, it is a game of inches, that's for sure. And tonight, Anthony Volpe came, maybe inches, maybe feet away from winning the game with a 3-run home run, but just went foul. And I'll tell you what, it's getting a little old watching Garrett Whitlock continue to dominate us, especially after we gave him away for free. And I miss Aaron Judge. But this team needs to figure out a way to put up more offense without him. Very tough night. Welcome back, everybody. Yankees have dropped game one of the weekend rivalry series with the last place Red Sox. Before the game, I had a podcast with Pete where we complained about DJ LeMahieu not hitting, and he instantly broke out of his slump, so you're welcome there. He had 2 hits tonight. Still not as bad as the time that I put out a video called Tyler Wade Sucks at Baseball, and then he went 3 for 3 that night. But I just looked him up, and he hit 077 for Oakland this year, so I do feel somewhat vindicated that Tyler Wade still sucks at baseball. But it's hard to believe this is June 9th, and we're only getting the Red Sox for the first time this season. But, hey, that means we're going to get more between these two teams over the next few months and down the stretch. Hey, before we get to the recap, I added a highlight of Jason Dominguez to the reel tonight. He had a big night. He hit one completely out of the stadium that they were playing in, and he roped a double down the line so far tonight. But I don't think their game is over, but he looked really, really good. And with the Yankees offense struggling, maybe you take advantage of a hot streak. We saw what that kid did in spring training. I don't know. Tommy C says, sucks that Judge is made of antique glass.
What a load of bullshit.
Dude ran through a wall. I like to see you run through a wall. Thank you for the donation, but that's a stupid take. Champagne Athlete says, send down Volpe. Look, he had a hit tonight, and he almost won the game with a 3-run home run. I saw some positives from Volpe tonight. He made a couple of nice plays in the field. Volpe's not the reason we lost this game. Not the reason we lost. Devers owning Garrett Cole might be, more of a reason that we lost this game. Got to pitch him more carefully because the guy just completely owns you. Both teams were quiet early. Yankees did put 2 runners on in the first inning, but did not score. Jake Bauers made a very nice running catch in foul territory in the 3rd inning. He was sprinting towards the short wall, and I was holding my breath, thinking that he was going to go crashing into that wall and be out for the season. It seems that that's the way it goes with the Yankees lately. But he managed to snag it and avoid running into anything, so that's good. Boston fired the opening salvo in the top of the 4th, double by Devers, and then he scored on an RBI single by Tristan Casas. Judge almost certainly would have caught that double, so that's an instance where we were missing more than just his offense. Top 6, Rafael Devers got to Garrett Cole once again, opposite field home run, 7th home run off of Garrett Cole in his career. And look, some guys just own certain pitchers, and Devers just completely owns Garrett Cole. Why fight it? Just pitch around him. Just pitch around him. Give him the Bonds treatment. Bottom 6, Yankees got on the board. Josh Donaldson destroyed a high changeup into Monument Park, his 5th home run of the season. He's only got 6 hits. 448 feet. Nice poke. That cut the lead to 2-1. Garrett Cole was done after 6. Final line, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. I thought he looked good, aside from the pitches to Devers. Just walk him. I won't even be mad. Albert Abreu came in and promptly gave the run back. Solo shot by Kiki Hernandez, a no-doubter. IKF made a run by himself in the 7th. He singled. He stole second base. He advanced to third on a bad throw, and then he scored on a wild pitch. That made it 3-2. Look, I think this role of being kind of a utility piece is a much better fit for him. He's a scrappy kind of player. I like him a lot better in this role. In the 9th, Yankees threatened. Billy McKinney hit a bloop single, and then Gleyber Torres hit a shot that almost decapitated Kenley Jansen. And then Anthony Volpe turned on an inside fastball and knocked the shit out of it. He hit it about 10 rows deep down the left field line, but just foul. I mean, just foul. And same thing happened yesterday. Gleyber Torres hit one to right field that just went foul. Would have been a 3-run shot, I believe. Would have won the game. But Volpe ended up popping out to, I believe, shortstop. And the Red Sox take game 1.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
And the offense has got to do a better job. And we got a comment here. It says, Lord Raiden, are we really blaming the pitching for this game? Pitching wasn't bad. Yeah, we got to hit better, especially without Judge. So other guys need to step up. Tonight where you would like Giancarlo Stanton to do something. But yeah, we also got to get Garrett Cole to pitch better to Rafael Devers. When a guy hits you that hard, you got to be more careful with it. I'm sorry. Andrew says, Donaldson finally waking up. Well, the power seems to be there. He doesn't get a lot of hits other than home runs, but the power is definitely there. Parkinson says Abreu needs to go. Abreu has gone. He always finds his way back home.
A what?
CWE says Volpe got bad luck. I mean, fraction of an inch on the bat, and it's a 3-run home run. Fraction of a second later, and that's a 3-run home run. And that's baseball. That's baseball. Richard Colton says time to monitor the wild card, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if this team can win a wild card. Depends on how long Aaron Judge is going to be out. We're going to find out after the weekend. I'm hoping he can be back by July 1st. That's another 3 weeks, but the Yankees, their schedule was supposed to have lightened up this month, but they're not really playing like that. It feels like when Aaron Judge is gone, the entire team just kind of shuts down, right? It's tough to watch. Tough to watch. Stone Cold says, sad that IKF is the most consistent hitter. I wouldn't say he's the most consistent hitter, but he's been more consistent lately. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Says, Stanton's contract. Has he ever lived up to it? Well, he lives up to it in the playoffs. He's been the Yankees' best playoff performer since he got here, and he's never missed a playoff game, ever. Look, regular season, there's going to be ups and downs. With Giancarlo, you know that he can be extremely streaky. He'll go ballistic for a month and a half, and then he'll stink for a month and a half. That's just who he is. But his ballistic is so much better than everybody else that he compiles numbers. You know, he hits 30 home runs a year. He's hit 30 home runs twice with the Yankees. CWE says Yanks might be an 87-win team. I think you're being generous. FG says we could be in last place by the time Judge returns, and you are not wrong. We need to get better. Ashland says putting that kind of pressure on only Judge is ridiculous. Well, he makes the entire lineup around him better. I mean, that's not, you hear people say that, but what does it really mean? Well, the players in front of him get better pitches to hit. He drives in runs. He takes the pressure off of guys. Look, he's just, he saves pitchers. He pulls back home runs. He would have caught that home run that went 320 feet the other day. No doubt in my mind, he would have caught that. Yankees Judge says, this feels like another waste of a season. And Retro Tony says, thank God the Mets suck too. Yeah, the Mets aren't doing too good either. And Buck Showalter said he was really proud of the team. Could you imagine if Aaron Boone said he was really proud of the team when they were 3 games under 500 or whatever? Tough to watch. I don't know if this is a wild card team. I know it's not a division champion team. I know it's not a World Series champion team. But we will keep showing up every night because that's what we do. Hey, I got to tell you about the Game Time app. So they're going to be sponsoring this portion of the show for the next few weeks. It is an app that you can get last-minute tickets to all your favorite events, whether it's concerts, whether it's sports, comedy, theater. If you want to go to see a play, they got the lowest price guaranteed on last-minute tickets. I've used it myself. I speak highly of it to everybody, not even just on this podcast. I tell people about it all the time. Use the code NYY Recaps to get $20 off your first purchase. You will not regret it. At the very minimum, download the app. Take a look at it. See what's available in your area. I guarantee you will be impressed. I was. It's a really cool app, really easy to use. Again, NYY Recaps for $20 off. Zippy Narwhal says, will the Rays ever lose? Now 9.5 back.
Oh my gosh. Does that suck?
And Andrew thought we were going to go 13-0 versus the Red Sox. That just seems unlikely. Parkson says, this team needs an offensive overhaul. I've been saying that for years. It's good to see some lefties being taken seriously again. I think Bowers is going to hit a little bit. He had an 870-something, I believe, or 890-something OPS coming into this game. You know, he hit those home runs in L.A., won a game for us, essentially. And Ronnie makes a very good point. He says, judgeless lineup really shows how lame Cashman has been in recent years. I do think that, you know, to go to Ashland's point earlier, you know, Cashman does put a lot of pressure on Judge by, you know, not really surrounding him with good players. You know, we do have John Carlo, who's supposed to be the other Judge, but he's not really. I mean, he's more of a Nelson Cruz type, but gets injured more. You know, can't really play the field. He does play the field, but he's not good. He'll occasionally make a catch that looks really good, but it's because he can't run. And so, you know, he'll snag one and you'll think, oh, that looked great. But then you look at the catch probability and it's 100%. And he almost, you know, didn't get there. You know, that's just how it goes with John Carlo. I think it's a shame this team didn't get Bryce Harper. To me, back in 2019, that was the move to make. The guy was born to be a New York Yankee. Born to be a Yankee. I'm going to pull up the box score here, and we can take a look at this game. Not a lot to be happy about, but the Yankees did pick up some hits, at least. They had 9 hits. Let's pull this open here. So 2 for 4 for LeMahieu. He's almost back up into the 240s. Donaldson 1 for 4. Everything he hits goes out of the ballpark, it seems. 171 average, 837 OPS. That tells you a story. 6 hits, 5 of them are home runs. Rizzo, now 1 for his last 27. His average has dropped down to 273. Remember, he was hitting about 315 a couple weeks ago. Stanton 1 for 4 with a bloop single. Bowers 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Kiner Falefa 2 for 4. I'll tell you what, Kiner Falefa's been impressing me the way he's played this year. Doesn't complain. Didn't complain about losing the shortstop job. Just buckled down and tried to be a useful part of this team. And he's doing well. X-Wing says Bryce Harper better than John Carlo.
Bing.
Let's see here. McKinney 1 for 4. I've actually liked McKinney's at-bats. He drilled one to left center tonight that got caught, but he hit it very, very hard. He's got a compact swing. He swings at good pitches. I like McKinney. I think he might actually do a decent job, but he's no Aaron Judge, obviously. He's filling in for Judge, but, you know, maybe he can do some damage. Maybe he can get hot. That's what the Yankees need. They need somebody to get scalding hot. You can't always rely on Judge. You need somebody to pick up the slack. Torres came in and pinch hit. He walked and then hit a rope line drive single. A lot of people think he should have been in the lineup tonight. I can't say I disagree. There's a game off or a day off on Monday. I get it. You had a doubleheader yesterday, but the kid's 25, 26 years old, something like that. You got to be able to play against the Red Sox, especially with Judge out. We got to get all the premium bats in there. Volpe 1 for 4 tonight. He had a line drive down the right field line. Inside outed a piece of hitting. Didn't hit it very hard, but as Luis Ariz is showing us this year, you don't necessarily have to hit everything hard. You just have to hit them where they ain't. And I think if Volpe can be that type of hitter, he can make some strides. He's trying to crush everything. And in the 9th inning, he did crush one. Just got a little bit out in front of it. Garrett Cole picks up his first loss of the season. It's a quality start. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 2.84 ERA. He seems to have settled back in after that rough stretch that he had. But, hey, look, you're not going to win them all. Abreu gave up a run, a long home run. Ramirez came in, pitched a scoreless inning, and Cordero threw 1 2/3 scoreless innings with 2 strikeouts. But the Yankees come up just a little bit short and just a little bit wide left. Sorry to bring back memories of the Giants Super Bowl. Jerry Laverty says, any news on the return of Harrison Bader? So apparently Bader was eligible to come back, but the Yankees are being a little extra cautious with him. Wouldn't surprise me if we see him Tuesday. Maybe Sunday, maybe Saturday, but probably Tuesday. The Yankees are going to be extra cautious with him to avoid any kind of setback, but we need him. He brings a lot of energy. Swung the bat great when he first came back. Last time we could use that again. Epic Warrior says, Rizzo and DJ have to find their groove. The bottom of the order is the offense. If the front office doesn't push the rest days, we would win games. It's a damn shame. Interesting perspective. I do think that Rizzo will find his groove, but it worries me with the neck injury. You wonder if he's still dealing with something. He says he feels better, but sometimes missing a week can really disrupt your timing. And he might be one of those guys who's very timing oriented. The fact that he shortens up on the bat and uses a choke up, that tells me that he's somebody who relies a little bit on timing. He likes that quick bat control, right? So, maybe he'll come around. The Other Voices says, the Yankees front office is too much into load management. Let the guys play.
Absolutely, hey.
Parkson says, why wasn't Waldo stealing in the 9th? That's an excellent question. He should have. UT says, tough game tonight, but the Yankees will bounce back. That's what I love about this podcast is that we always get a wide spectrum of perspectives. You got the doomers that jump on at the beginning and say, oh, this team is screwed. But then you got guys who stroll in about 18 minutes in and say, hey, look, guys, we'll be all right.
Game over, man. It's game over.
I gotta get out of here.
Wayne says Higgy seems to have a better bat than Trevino. Been hitting the ball hard. I want to see Rourke that bat.
You gotta go.
The Chris Cowley says, remember the Joba rules. I had a cat named Joba. I miss Joba. This whole team goes by that, he says. The thing about the Joba rules is they didn't work. The Jabba rules. The Jabba rules did not work because he ended up having a multitude of injuries anyway. Just didn't work. Wayne says, who's the team leader with Judge out? Probably Rizzo. Rizzo's an excellent leader, and, he's best friends with Judge. Also, Judge is still there. It's not like he died. He was in the dugout yesterday. And Tyler says, this team loves rest days more than any other. You're not wrong. The Chris Cowley says, at what point do you really start to panic? At what point do you start to panic? We should already be panicked. We're 9.5 games out. We're about halfway through the season almost. How many games have we played now? So we've played, 65 games? We're about 2 weeks from being at the halfway point. A little over 2 weeks. And we're 9.5 games out. That means we'd have to play 10 games better than the Rays in the second half. You really think that's going to happen? That's not going to happen. I love the optimism from folks, but this team is not winning the division. If they win the wild card, I'll be surprised. Win a wild card. This is just one of those years, man. Bad luck, bad team, bad roster construction. It is what it is. We'll keep showing up and doing the recaps and rooting for the Yankees, but not feeling too good about it. All right, guys, we are going to call it a night. Yankees will play tomorrow. I believe the game is on Fox. I'm going to check real quick just to be sure. I believe it's on Fox. Typically, the Saturday games against the Red Sox are on Fox. It is scheduled for 7:35 tomorrow night, so that feels like a Fox game to me. Doesn't say for sure, but I bet it is. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.
Ball game over.
Most impressive.